What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode with your boys, Brendan and Jacob, Buzz, Bud. First off, happy holidays. Christmas is right around the corner. Then right after that is New Year. So, New Year, new me, right?
No.
Coming up? No, none of that. None of that for you. Okay.
None of that.
Okay, that's fair. Brandon doesn't know much about this, but I want to start this podcast off with our thoughts and prayers go out to the Biffle family. Greg Biffle, NASCAR legend. Him and his family passed away Thursday. I think it was like morning. Their private jet crashed in a runway in North Carolina, taking out Greg Biffle, his wife, and their two kids. So that is a very tragic loss for that family and for the NASCAR family. We're still waiting on more details to come out about what happened there, but that was just crazy for me because I was a NASCAR junkie growing up. That was something my dad and I did together, watch NASCAR every Sunday. I watched Greg Biffle as a young kid growing up, which is crazy to think. You know, as being 30 years old now, and he was 50, it would have been 56. So
you're not 30. You're older than that.
We're not pushing the number here, but we're not
33.
pushing. It's just crazy. Again, thoughts and prayers go out to their family and everybody.
The craziest thing of everything, of how safe everything is, and so many safety measures that we still have planes that falter.
Yes,
we still have planes.
These are private jets. These are and you would think
and they go through multiple.
They go through
checks.
more. They go through more, and this is just. This year alone, 2025, has been the craziest year when it has come to plane crashes in general. I mean, how many single pilot planes have we seen go down? Private jets go down, major planes going down, just collisions. This has been probably the worst, I would almost say, and from my knowledge, the worst year in U.S. history when it comes to, because this is...
Well, the crazy thing is it's really not, though, because we have abundances of this every year. But for whatever reason this year, it's just been really publicized.
Very publicized.
And very much out there into the media, pushing it out there to the forefront. But just private jets in themselves and helicopters and charters crashing and colliding. It's honestly a crazy thing with where technology is nowadays. Like, you don't even much have
people have their transponders turned off and stuff like that. I don't really understand what's going on.
Some of these crashes are a little weird, little suspicious.
We want to send our condolences out to the Biffle family, to the NASCAR family. You know, this is definitely it's just unfortunate. Two young kids that were 6 and 14. That's a whole generation right there that was wiped out. Just like that, and it's just really puts a lot of things into perspective. So again, thoughts and prayers go out to them. Moving on, we got a little bit of boxing news that I would like to touch on here. Terrence Crawford retired from boxing at 38 years old, walking away at 42-0, 31 KOs, a 5-division world champion, 3-time undisputed champion. In his last fight, he knocked off the great Canelo Alvarez. And he's walking away as one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time, depending on how you want it. People put Mayweather up there. You got your Muhammad, your Mike Tyson, and that. But
he didn't outsurpass Money Mayweather.
No, he did not.
Undefeated.
No, he fell a couple wins short. But nevertheless, Crawford was one of those dudes. I mean, it was definitely unexpected. Didn't expect to see him retire. He did get his belts stripped from him. I did not know that in boxing you have to pay to be a champion. Like, if you win the belt, you have to pay to carry the belt. I did not know that. You have to pay something of that. And he got his belt stripped because he did not pay the fees to hold that belt. If I am training my ass off to be a world champion and I win the belt, you're telling me I have to pay to keep the belt that I won. I'd be like, well, fuck, you can keep the belt. I don't even care no more. Like, that is crazy. I did not know that in boxing.
I guess my thing is like, you obviously get presented the belt. Who's really taking this belt from me? Who's showing up?
I know you. For you, for sure, you'd be like, come get this motherfucker, because I promise you're not getting it.
Like, Terrence Crawford, out of his 42 wins and 0 losses, he has 31 KOs out of the 42.
Yep.
Comparing to Floyd's a solid 15-0 record, he has 27 KOs.
Yeah. So Crawford will go put you out. You were a big Crawford fan. You like Crawford. You were a Crawford fan for sure. But he retired at the age of 38. He is riding off into the sunset, and well-deserved. One of the greatest boxers of all time. He's definitely up there.
38 years old. So, I mean, it was about time.
About time. And he went out on his terms. So that's the best way to go out. So
on your own terms, on a dub.
Now, The other thing we got to talk about, I guess, in the boxing world, that is something that's not big on Brandon's tenor, but the fight is taking place today. The Jake Paul versus the Anthony Joshua heavyweight. It's 8 rounds, and I did look it up. There is no clause in this fight to take it easy. That was addressed in their press conference. So they say there's no take it easy clause. I want to be careful because we are not trying to be sued or get any cease and desist letters from Jake Paul's representatives, because I'm telling you right now, if Anthony Joshua does not lay this motherfucker out in under 3 minutes, I'm going to have a lot of motherfucking questions, because we're talking about Anthony Joshua here.
This dude is like a foot taller, pure muscle, a pure tank. And this is like probably the first actual real professional boxer. It's not kind of. It is the first
This is the dude of dudes
that
at the heavyweight
is facing. And my problem is, if there's any rumor, there's always a little bit of fire to this rumor. There's always a little bit of truth to this. So there's clearly something.
They're going 8 rounds.
And anybody that has fought this guy that's facing Paul, they've said, look, if he doesn't knock him out in the first 2 minutes, they're like, something's up. He's getting paid. And Jake Paul has a lot of money. He's making a lot of money boxing. A lot of people take fights just to get him, just to get paid, just to get it, a couple bricks. And like, I get it, I understand it. Why not? But I hope he lays him the fuck out. Like, the difference is when I watch them like spar and you watch them warm up and practice, one of them looks like legitimate boxers with actual form.
Yeah.
And then when I watch Jake Paul, I'm like, dude, you look uncoordinated as shit out there.
Well, boxing. His training,
even when he fought Mike Tyson, dude was like slapping the fight. He was like slapping him.
Dude, I'm telling you, Anthony Joshua is he's got to lay this man out in under 3 minutes. And if not, I'm going to have a lot. It's just going to make you and I'm just saying this as a person that is watching on television. If you watch any Anthony Joshua fights or you've seen clips, you know the power that he has and what he's capable of doing.
And if you haven't and you're a fan of Jake Paul, look up this man. Watch this man spar. Watch some of his just like highlights of it.
And that's where your common person will look at him like, if Joshua don't lay him out in under 3 minutes, you're going to have a lot of questions about, okay, like, is there some, underlining stuff?
If he's not dominating him in the first round, I'm gonna have a little bit of questions. But if he's not actually,
I guess the only thing
in the second round, I'm gonna have a lot of questions.
We've heard in the past before in these fights there was a no knockout clause or stuff like that or so like this. So like in this one, like I've been out here now because like there's no reason for Joshua's in the prime. He's in the prime. He is an apex predator. He really is. Like Anthony Joshua, how old is Anthony? He's got to be like what? I think he's only in maybe early 30s, 20 or late 20s.
Not quite. Hang on.
Let's pull that up. Let's get that.
Well, I was looking up the fight. But
you're looking up the fight.
Anthony Joshua.
He's got to be 28, 29, I believe it is. Get those numbers here. It's just this fight's it. I won't be tuning into it live. I'll be catching the highlights of it because it's just other things going on in my life that I want to, be present for. But
he was born. He's 30. No, he is fucking goddamn 36 years old.
Anthony, damn, he looked good for 36.
Anthony Joshua was born in October 15th, 1989. He is 36 years old.
Okay, maybe not an apex predator. He's still a predator. Like he's still a beast. I did not know he was that old. That is actually new. I thought he was much younger than that. So my apologies on that. That's crazy. But that fight is taking place today, December 19th. I believe it is today, right?
It's due. Yep, 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Our time. So this will be posted up later tomorrow.
If you're over in Britain where he's from, it'll be a 3:30 a.m. fight. So you're going to get up early if you're across the pond to watch this fight.
This fight's taking place in Miami, I believe it is.
Which is today at the Kisa Center on Friday, December 19th.
Yep. So that fight is taking place. Like I said, we'll catch. It depends on how the fight looks and how we feel. We'll talk about this next week when we talk about.
It is in Miami.
It is in Miami. So, but. That's the stuff going on in the boxing in the boxing world. NBA season's well underway. Not much to talk about there. The New York Knicks did win the NBA Cup. They beat the San Antonio Spurs. New York has decided they are not going to raise a banner like the previous two champions, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Milwaukee Bucks. they're not putting a banner.
How does it make you feel that the Lakers did it, the Bucks did it, they raised a special banner? That means it dictated that it was the in season. It wasn't like, it was.
Yeah, no, I think you should raise a banner. I don't see no problem with it. It's your.
How do you feel that the Knicks are like a big?
Well, honestly, I'm surprised the Knicks are not. Like, this is something I would, as an organization.
I really like to understand the reasoning behind why they are choosing not to raise.
When I saw they were not, I'm like, why not? Like, you it's okay to celebrate. This is what they want. Like, you're getting up to play because of the money. Put it up in the rafters that, hey, like, it's an accomplishment. This is where, where we're going here in the NBA. So, like, I think it's weird. I agree with you. I would like to know a little bit of reasoning, why we're not putting up a banner. Like, so, the other news in the NBA that Brandon and I would like to bring to your attention is the Miami Heat are in a bit of a, you want to say a pickle here, Brandon? Like, what do we want to call this here with the Terry Roziers?
A bit of a pickle or a bit of a quandary, but the Heat said to be quite confident that a trade involving Terry Rozier's $26 million salary between now and February 5th trade deadline will be ultimately traded. They also feel that the 2027 first-round pick that they surrendered to Charlotte to acquire Rozier should stay in Miami because it was not disclosed by Hornets or the league that he was under scrutiny for alleged illegal gambling.
And I think they have a point there because the league knew about it. So
I don't think Rozier's contract should be tradable at all.
Well, because he's not being paid.
I think he should be completely waived. I think the money should be. I think he should just be like
whatever you got paid is what you got paid.
Whatever he has now, that's what he gets. But the $26 million, I think should fall back onto the books for Miami. Terry Rozier should not be a trade piece, and you should get your 2027 pick back.
I would agree. With
that should be the end of Terry Rozier's career.
Because this would be the second time. This would be the second.
And it was obvious.
It was very obvious.
And the facts are there that.
Stupid on his part because you've already made millions. There was no reason to do
and
this.
And he should lose out on the full $26.6 million and give back the Heat first round pick and remove and indefinitely suspend him from the NBA and let Miami.
It's just more crazy that the problem that with this whole ordeal is the problem Miami's running into now is the trade deadline's in February. His ordeal and everything that's going on in the NBA, the Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, all that, is not going to be done until March. So that's after the trade deadline. So I understand why Miami is like, hey, I get how you feel confident. Because the league didn't tell you, the league clearly knew about it. And I agree, give me my pick back, get his money off. But if I'm Miami, I'm pushing the envelope because trade deadline's in February. This shit's not getting done until March.
I'm really curious. I'm confused how Miami thinks or feels that they're confident they can move.
I would give you that
his money because I'm like,
how can you move money that's not even being paid?
What franchise is stepping up to take on his? Because you're stepping up to take on his money because he's never coming back to play. So what franchise is stepping up?
Listen, I know the Washington Wizards are stupid, but I know ain't nobody out there that.
Well, no, the Wizards are stupid. The Hornets are stupid.
But why am I going to give up something for a player that's we know he's never playing again in the NBA. He's done. It's over. His career is done.
So I think the league has been so quiet on the gambling, and then the collusion behind Kawhi Leonard's
that is the biggest fucking.
All of this has been so quiet, and it's crazy. If this was the NFL, this would be all over the news. It wouldn't be stopped being talked about. The NBA needs to step up, give the first round pick back.
Yep.
Or honestly, rescind it. They need to come back and just rescind it and send Terry Rozier's money back on the Hornets.
Back to the Hornets.
Had to know. The Hornets clearly knew
about it.
Well, they knew,
yeah.
The league knew about it. So send Terry Rozier back to the Hornets. Put that money on their book. Don't pay Terry Rozier, but keep the Hornets on the hook for that on their cap.
Yeah, you have
and get the first round pick back to Miami, and we're done. Remove
done.
Adam Silver as the commissioner because you've known all of this is going on. If you've been a horrible commissioner,
that's something you've been very vocal about. Very vocal about. This happened under Adam Silver's watch. He knew about it, and then it didn't help that you called these sports betting people that we've talked about before. But can we remove these off?
Can we stop trying to do some of these certain kind of bets?
Can we push these out? That's not a good look either. So the last piece of thing that I just remember that we need to talk about the NBA, Adam Silver did do a little press conference talking about the league is expecting to expand at the end of this NBA season, apparently. they're talking Vegas. You can't expand just one team because that's not how that's going to work.
Well, that's what they said. Have to they're expecting to expand to Vegas or Seattle, and I was like, hopefully it's Seattle, but you're like, well, it has to be both.
Yeah, because you got to be an East and a West. You have to do both to make it balanced. To be balanced.
So there's no speculation. If we have two cities left up, then that's the cities that already.
There's cities that go. But the problem is that I have is they're both on the same coast. Yeah, basically. Well,
I mean,
potato. I get what you're saying, but
okay, I mean, the Chargers are on the coast, but we're in the Midwest.
You're not wrong. So, I'd be very curious. I mean, Seattle would probably have to stay. I mean,
you could say Vegas is.
But no, Seattle back then was in the West, so they would be a West team.
Yeah, because Vegas is a little bit more central.
So they would be the East team. So that would be so.
But how do you think if they do this? How do you think? Because LeBron's been very active about wanting to be part of the Vegas team. How do you think that falls into his plans? Because if that happens,
then this is his last year. He is done because he's made it very vocal and very, very that I want to be an owner of the team in Vegas.
So wants a Vegas team.
I look at this season, the way LeBron's acting in his interviews, interacting with the players, the fans, and how you're looking at away games and they're packed, like the Philly game. Couple weeks back.
Yeah, but I've always felt that way after, especially when the AD trade happened, that we're always if we can get to a Lakers game, we want to go. Yeah. So we can at least
I feel like this has been.
I mean, you finally get we went last year.
Yes,
not thinking it was his last game, but we got to see him and Luka play together.
We were up close, very up close, personal for the LeBron.
That's cool. That's great. But everybody wants to go because you don't ever know when his last game may be. This could be his last year, or he might give us maybe one more. But the writing's on the wall that he's done.
Yeah,
and you can kind of see that he's done. And
but I guess you asked me that, but I asked you this: what does this mean? Granted, we have a WNBA team, we have an NFL team, I believe there's a hockey team there. What does this mean? With all the gambling issues already that we're having,
but not in Vegas.
But
not in Vegas. There's no Vegas teams that are having any of these allegations.
No, but it's what is that?
And it's not really the NFL. It's not the NFL has been very strict and very on top of it. The NBA, however, since the 80s and 90s, has always had gambling problems.
Yes.
There's no gambling issues with hockey. There's no gambling issues with baseball.
Putting franchises in Vegas? Is that does that?
Yeah, there's no problem. I'm not going to sit here on any platform and say that Vegas shouldn't have have sports teams because they have their Raiders. They suck. But
their WNBA team,
solid.
Multiple-time WNBA
Their
champions.
hockey team has won a chip too, solid. And so then there's no issues there gambling. There's no players really staying out late. Now, I can't help if other teams come in, they're undisciplined, like the Cowboys, and their certain wide receivers are out late on the casino floor. But overall, no. I think the issues that people thought could happen with putting teams in Vegas hasn't happened.
It's been the opposite. It's been other issues.
It's been other teams elsewhere, but it's really been in the NBA.
Yeah.
But the NBA has had this issue since the 80s.
Yeah.
Really stemming from Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
To clarify on the Bulls, the shooting.
But it's looking like we're getting Vegas and Seattle. And for Seattle, for Vegas, great. But for Seattle, I'm living up there in Seattle, Washington area.
How do you feel that our Chiefs, or not our Chiefs, but the Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas, we missed out on the WNBA team?
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I know Patrick tried his best. Patrick's been very vocal about an NBA team too. And I look at how we support our college team.
I was saying WNBA.
Yeah, NBA. We support our college basketball teams, women and men, and even Wichita. We come out. Getting an NBA or a WNBA team here, regardless of how you feel about we selling it out. We showing up, we support.
I don't know about a WNBA team, but the NBA team, given the correct location.
Yeah, location is definitely key. I think locations matters for both, regardless. But it's unfortunate that we missed out. I do think, though, within the next 10 years, depending on the way the expansions are going, we would get one. I do think we'll get one. Probably more likely a WNBA team versus an NBA, but I think we're going to get one. I'm holding out hope. Because Patrick and Brittany are very vocal about trying to get that here. They want that here.
We'll see.
And probably be an owner in it in some capacity. So might as well. But that is the NBA news. Like I said, NBA season still.
Well, so we're talking about relocation and teams being started up in the NBA. there's apparently news that will be breaking in the NFL with our Kansas City Chiefs
Monday
relocating
this Monday
with a brand new stadium, all brand new. The Royals will not be a part of this, unfortunately, for I think kind of both of us, because we like how when you go to Arrowhead, you have Kauffman and Arrowhead.
Yep.
But it sounds like the Royals are not being a part of this, but the Kansas City Chiefs on the Missouri side, sounds like they will be coming to Kansas City, Kansas side.
Yep.
And that will be announced this coming Monday as they all come together, and it will be getting
I think this is stemming from they want to host the Super Bowl, and they feel like a new stadium with a dome is more practical than building a dome on top of Arrowhead.
No, so I think you're wrong, because the Hunt family went to the government, the board in Missouri, and said, hey, we want this. We want to renovate the stadium, and we want the retractable dome. This is what we're willing to pay, and this is what it would look like for the taxes and for the people to pay, and they shut it down. Ever since they shut that bill down to add that,
that's fair.
The Hunt family said, okay, we're open for business, and Kansas came up with a great plot of land around Legends. We came up with a great area, and we understand the money that you bring in, the hotels that we popping up, all the money that you can make, and
it's just going to boost that location. It's going to boost that.
Like the money's already been approved through the government in Kansas.
The only thing that sucks about that is like Arrowhead is so unique with how loud we can get. I hope they do. If whatever they build, however they do it, I hope they make it where we can be even fucking louder and just piss off our opponent even more. Like kind of like what Buffalo is doing with their stadium, how the wind and everything. Like I would assume we're going to get something cool, dynamic like that.
So Buffalo's new stadium is pretty cool. So the incoming wind actually is cooling the stadium.
Yeah.
Versus heat, it's making it hot versus chilling it. So the incoming wind somehow is
so like I just don't want to lose our, but
I don't think we will, and I don't think we're even getting a dome. I think we will have the retractable.
I think it's going to be retractable because of the, what we like.
Well, that's all they wanted to stay at Arrowhead. They wanted to be able to redo the stadium, prolong the life of it, but give me a retractable dome so we can hold more events, and so that we can potentially hold a Super Bowl with that would be great in February. But it looks like our Chiefs will be moving across the border.
It's looking that way. So,
which is honestly. I'm torn because I like nostalgia. I love Arrowhead, and I have zero doubt that whoever's building the stadium is going. Well, obviously the Hunt family, they're going to make sure the noise is even more deafening and more in on top of.
I guarantee you, when that new stadium is built, when this is all worked out, if everything goes according to plan,
100% confirmed.
100% confirmed. Game 1. We break our own record in the new stadium. It will be broken. We will break that record. I will stand on 10 toes down right now that we do that.
I'll be very curious to see how the noise and the decibels are.
Speaking on teams leaving, Brandon, we got to talk about the Chicago Bears.
We do.
The Chicago Bears are considered to be moving to Indiana, and this is causing a whole lot of problems because there's a lot of money. A lot of dead money that's being involved into this. I think you said it's like $534 million in taxpayer dollars that are still being held out.
That's just on the principal.
On the principal
side. That's not including the interest on it. So Chicago back in 2004, they revamped, they upgraded their stadium back in the early 2000s, I guess I'll say, and the taxpayers haven't paid off their portion of it yet.
Yeah.
And now Chicago is looking to leave Illinois.
It's crazy because the Bears
jump across the state to Indiana.
Yeah, so the Bears will explore other locations besides Soldier Field, which includes outside of Cook County, where the team owns 326-acre property in Arlington Heights, Illinois, to build a dome stadium. That includes the possibility of moving the Bears out of Illinois altogether. That is the case. So why do you have this random ass land all the way the fuck over there?
I think for this initial purpose, and I hate domes. I hate domes. I hate football. I don't want this. Like Chicago is known for the cold. It's known for the snow.
It's the point of the elements matter in the game of football. It matters.
I love that Buffalo. I think they're partially covered. They're not fully covered.
Well, like you said, they may not be fully covered, but the way that they're making the wind so people can stay warm inside the
wind that's blowing into the stadium is going to help try to keep using technology, warm, but it's not a dome. Yeah. And so that we still have the weather element. The snow can still come in. We can still have snow games, and we're slowly starting to run out of teams that are located in these cold areas, Midwest and then the North. They're going more dome. Like the Vikings already.
Like when you think of Green Bay in the cold, like you think of some fucking cold ass games. Like even recently in Arrowhead, we've had some cold ass games.
We've had some of the coldest games in history.
Like Miami, for an instance, like Miami, Florida, you have some of the hottest games there. Like it gets really hot. Like you think of Denver, the altitude, playing in like outside matters.
Yeah, but you playing outside, they don't have a dome.
They don't have a dome.
But if you took away the dome, you would take away the elements, and that's the whole kind of fun thing about watching. Yeah, so tuning in, you get to see, the snow, the rain, the wind.
I guess
and dome just makes it too clean. I don't like it.
About the Bears, do you like this move and trying to take them out of Chicago?
Like I don't care. You want to move to Indiana? They're not my team. I really don't care. You want to move? We'll kind of spread some of the teams that are kind of clustered up there. Kind of spread them out a little bit more. That's fine. But I don't think a team should be allowed to move until that current money
is paid. A lot of money.
Just because their portion is paid for what they did, but the people's money isn't
not
paid.
Not my problem.
Pretty much, that's what the Chicago owners are saying. It's not my problem. You have to pay your portion back here. I don't feel like the Bears should be allowed to move until the taxpayers' money is paid up and they get their money's worth of having the Chicago Bears.
That's fair.
There. Now, once that is paid up, franchises are allowed to move where they want to move. Like, I don't want the Chiefs to move out of Arrowhead, but at least they're staying in the general same location. And Chicago Bears, well, I guess they won't be Chicago Bears, but they couldn't be Chicago Bears no more.
No, they couldn't be because you're not in Chicago. You're in Illinois, so
they're going to Indiana.
So
Illinois. So
there'd have to be a whole new.
There'll have to be something Bears.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that we even have a different name.
Yeah,
and that's which I don't like. I don't like teams leaving and relocating elsewhere. And I definitely shouldn't. You shouldn't be allowed to leave a stadium.
Well, just because I want to leave because I want a dome, like you said. Like we got to stop. We got to stop.
That shit.
We just want a dome, or how about it's what makes your stadium so unique when people come there. Like
it gives you the advantage that you're used to playing in.
I can't help that your team may not be good. Granted, Chicago, shout out to the Pope. You putting the Bears on the map for the first time in a long time since the early 2000s. But that is the relocation stuff. I want to touch on one quick thing on baseball. We're not going to spend a lot of time here. But the LA Dodgers, man, shout out to LA Dodgers, man. Their payroll obligations have surpassed $1 billion now with all the money that they've given out. They are back-to-back champs. And listen, they got money to spend. And, they're spending it, and they're winning. So, you can't knock them because they're back-to-back champs. You could be like the New York Mets, who had one of the highest payrolls in baseball history of current money and didn't even sniff the playoffs. So it's you could be mad at the Dodgers, whatever, but their team's out there to spend money.
Well, the Dodgers are in the here and now. Like the Rams, a handful of years back, they said, "Fuck them picks."
Yep.
Well, the Dodgers said, "You know what? Fuck that future money. That's future us problem.
That's future problem. That's probably not even my problem down the line."
Well, I think the funniest thing is that I don't even think they're actually will ever have to pay up that lump sum all at once. They're just going to keep pushing that money out and
just keep pushing it out, and they're earning so much money. They've already kind of made back the Ohtani money already, and
right. But currently,
but I'm currently.
But the Dodgers
spread it
out.
The
Dodgers, the NBA, the MLB. When they comes up for the next contract, they're going to have to fix this. So this is a humongous loophole for big market teams, and nobody else is actually really doing outside of the Dodgers. But they're like, I can shove all this money into future years and then pay it then, but I can also come to that player and I'm like, hey, let's stretch this out a little bit longer. Let me stretch this out
you can stretch this bitch out 14, 15, 16
Let me stretch
years.
This out 40,
considering Kiffy Green Jr. got his last payment from a team a couple years back, and he hadn't been in the league in forever.
I think that's what the Dodgers are going to eventually do. They're going to extend it out, 40, 60 years and lower and just stay hellaciously relevant like that. Like Shohei Ohtani, by the time all his money is actually fully paid to him, he might have already will already be long gone, and he'll be dead. We'll be dead, and his kids will be getting paid by the Dodgers. I would not be surprised at all.
Shout out the Dodgers, man! But
this is what the Dodgers do, and I think they need the MLB to keep it more fair for smaller markets, they might need to nip this a little bit in the butt on how much money you can push in future years.
That's fair. But that's the baseball news. Moving on to football, we want to touch on the Heisman real quick. The Heisman winner was announced, the quarterback from Indiana, Mendoza.
Yep.
He won it. The Heisman, listen, not knocking this Heisman class, but it was weak. It was weak. And that's no disrespect. It's just how it was. But I think the Indiana quarterback, he had
He had 33 tutties, 2,980 passing yards.
That's crazy.
About 72 completion percentage.
Good
but only 6 picks. But he also ran for 240 yards, 6 tutties, along with the Heisman Trophy that he secured in pretty much a runaway vote.
Yeah, he ran away with that motherfucker.
He got the O'Brien Trophy, which is the best quarterback award.
Yep.
And then he got the Maxwell Award, which is the most outstanding player. And they locked in the undefeated season. And they won the Big Ten championship.
Beating Ohio State.
From Ohio State. Being number one
seed in the college football playoffs.
Yep.
And their quarterback, Mendoza, he's currently sitting as the number 1 overall pick in this upcoming NFL draft. So, kudos to him.
Just a little bit of fun fact, his brother is his backup in Indiana.
I didn't even know that. That's fucking crazy right there. Hell yeah. College football playoffs start today. We got the only game that's on TV today is Bama and Oklahoma. Who do you got, Brandon? This is a rematch. Alabama has not lost to the same opponent in the same season since 1898 or some shit. So it's been a long time since Bama has lost to the same opponent twice in 1 year.
They lost to Oklahoma this year.
Yes, they did. And it was, I think it was 24-21, I think it was. It was a close game. I know it went OT. Yeah, I believe that. So who you got? Bama, Oklahoma, who you got? OU is negative 1.5.
So it's a pick-me game. Honestly,
Oklahoma is home.
I mean, technically.
Yes. Technically.
Honestly, whoever wins gets Indiana. So
they get them in the Rose Bowl, baby. That's the.
Give me. I'm gonna take Oklahoma. I'm gonna take Oklahoma against Bama.
That's fair. I'm actually rolling with Bama. I think Bama. I just don't see them losing back-to-back games. It was a close game in the first time, but I'm not mad at that picking because, like you said, it's a pick-me game.
Well, really, I mean, how they looked against Georgia.
Now, if Bama comes out and they can't catch a lick of fucking nothing, then this game's a wrap.
I mean, how they looked against Georgia was not a great look at all.
No, it was not.
And this is even a bigger game, and I don't really trust Bama's coaching staff. So I'm going to take Oklahoma.
The other games take place Saturday, December 20th. We're going to go down the line, and we're going to give you our predictions of these games. James Madison, Oregon, I think we both would agree.
James Madison? Oh. I just pray that it's
If James Madison was
20. No, so this has been.
It's not, dude. It's a 12. Shit.
As my man's over here has always said, I hate that it's 12. I hate that these quote unquote G5 schools get in. No, who's turning into James Madison and Oregon unless you're a fan of both teams? Oregon's favored by over 20 points. Oregon's gonna whoop that ass, and then James Madison's cool. Thanks for the couple $1 million. I'm going home.
And then Ole Miss, Tulane. Ole Miss is 17.
It's about the same thing. And Ole Miss is missing their head coach, but Ole Miss will get out of the first round. So backing up, the winner from James Madison, Oregon, will get Texas Tech, the number 4 seed in the Orange Bowl.
Yep.
As you and I both predict, will be Oregon. Bama, Oklahoma.
We're both split.
Rose Bowl, we get Indiana, we split. He took Bama, I took Oklahoma.
And then we both go in Ole Miss.
That gets Georgia,
which you're getting smashed regardless of who
I don't really know. If Tulane goes, it's a smash.
I'll be curious to see when we talk about these next with these numbers.
I like Ole Miss and Georgia. That's going to be a banger in the Sugar Bowl.
And then we got Texas A&M and Miami. Texas A&M is a field goal. Am I reading that right?
Yep, 3.5 point favorite.
3.5 point favorite. I'm taking Miami. Off rip.
I'm taking Texas A&M. I don't trust Carson Beck and his leadership in close games.
That's a fair.
I'm taking Texas A&M.
I just want to see. Then you get Ohio State in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic.
Go Goodyear.
Go Goodyear.
See Goodyear shouting you out.
So 3 points. So literally, let's see the. Yeah, so
there's legitimately no underdog outside of the Miami and Texas game.
Yeah,
because Bama and Oklahoma, they're the 8th seed and 9th seed, which is a point. and a field goal
favor
for A&M.
The Oregon James Madison games on True TV, TNT, Bama, Oklahoma, ABC/ESPN, Ole Miss, Tulane, TNT/True TV, and Miami and Texas A&M is ABC and ESPN. Those are the stations.
Do you know what True TV is?
I won't say fuck no. I really don't.
I don't know what True TV is. I saw True. I'm like, what the fuck is True TV?
I saw it too. I'm like, True TV, is that like a random ass app that just kind of?
I think it might be a thing.
But that is the college football playoffs. Like I said, we'll have more talking about this because these games are taking place this weekend. So obviously, it's crazy that all these games, the second round, take place on New Year's Day and New Year's Eve.
True TV is just basic cable.
Oh,
all right. I ain't saying we bougie out here with like fucking Hulu, but
we got all these streaming platforms. But that is what's going on in college football. We're going to get off to the NFL. And before we get anywhere more into the NFL, we are going to start I want to start, Brandon, with you on the Christmas games.
Oh, yes.
We have to start here because Amazon Prime overall is taking a humongous loss. This Christmas. I mean, you got the Commanders that are on Christmas Day. No Jalen Daniels for the rest of the season, which we're going to talk about. He's done for the year. Kudos to the Commanders shutting him down. You got the Vikings.
Well, tell them why you think that's a kudos.
Well, it's a kudos because he's just been banged up the whole year. I mean, he's dealt with hamstring injuries, ankle injuries, the dislocation / of his elbow, shoulder injuries, rib injuries. He's just been banged up, and I like that they shut him down because if you don't, you're looking at a very scary situation of a history repeating itself with a young quarterback in Jaden Daniels.
And overall, the season's a loss.
And season's a loss. Like, it's unfortunate. So I'm happy they shut him down.
That's the noon game. They play the Cowboys.
And then you have the Vikings that are on Christmas Day.
That play the Lions.
Which the Lions are somewhat in shambles as well. To a degree.
Okay, it's a big game for them to win.
It's a big game for them. When you play the Vikings, who,
J.J. McCarthy is the biggest stage, and I don't care what anybody says, how J.J. McCarthy has looked, how quote-unquote he's looked great. J.J. McCarthy looked ass. I think I can outplay J.J. McCarthy, and I'm nowhere near a quarterback for the NFL. But
then you have the Chiefs and the Broncos.
We have what would potentially was supposed to be great. Cowboys, Commanders, a great game. Lions, Vikings, great
game.
And
Broncos, Chiefs,
great. And then, unfortunately, if you don't quite know, Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL and his LCL.
Yep.
And had already surgery on that. He's already in rehab. But the Christmas games they started out bangers at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
And they flopped.
With the loss of Patrick Mahomes, Amazon Prime is expected to lose big on Christmas Day. Prime is expecting a viewership drop of anywhere between 50 and 20%. That is huge for the NFL.
In money terms, that is anywhere from $30 to $50 million revenue lost on the Prime Day, leading up to and focusing on the Broncos and Chiefs.
That's humongous.
And I just am here to tell you right now, there is no way in hell the Cowboys is America's team when it's all focused around the Chiefs and the Chiefs being the biggest viewership loss. Now, kudos also to the Broncos because Chiefs-Broncos games are always good.
Yeah.
Bo Nix has had a subpar season this year, in my opinion. Just a little shot there. But that's the biggest view was the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Losing Patrick Mahomes has plummeted their upcoming projected rating.
Yeah, it's been Amazon Prime NFL Christmas, who normally shines on Christmas.
Well, they did great. You had
the games
the Cowgirls, Jalen Daniels and the Cowboys, banger. Lions, Vikings,
banger
was a potential banger via what JJ could be,
yeah.
And that game really still could be good.
It could still be.
JJ's looking okay. The Lions must win, and then you have the Broncos and Chiefs, and the Broncos.
You can't afford to lose to a Patrick Mahomes-less.
And the Broncos need to win to keep their pace above the Chargers. So potentially it could be good, but
it's missing.
The so-so fans aren't going to tune in. Like we'll tune in and we'll watch. Like, we want football, but the so-so fans are like, Mahomes is gone. I don't even care.
If you're the NBA, you're kind of looking like, man, we might get you this year on Christmas because their games are going to be bangers. Everybody for their games.
I'll be really curious to see what the viewership percentage is.
We'll bring that to you
this year compared to last year with the lack of star power in these games.
Yep, because last year we did not play on Christmas.
We played on Eve.
We played on Eve, so this is a big loss for the NFL on Christmas coming up. So it's a big L, unfortunately, and it's not really their fault. It's just kind of how it went.
No, but it's a lot of money. I mean, it's a gamble.
It's a big gamble.
This far out, it's a big gamble on what you may or may not.
So we're going to start right into our meat and potatoes. We're going to start with Jaden Daniels, the quarterback for the Washington Commanders, who is done for this year. It was a tough year. He played in only 7 games. He had a 2-5 record in those games for only 60% completion, 1,262 yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Like I said, it was a very, very shitty second year for him. He was anointed and put in categories that you don't like putting.
I don't like putting. You don't like putting rookies in there or guys that flourished in a 1 year hurrah, because especially at quarterback, I need to see you to do it again.
Yeah.
Any position.
And we were probably putting him top 5. Some people were putting him top 3. I mean, he was put in.
There was a lot of pressure, and a lot of people put a lot of him. And you and I both thought, potentially coming in this year, he really could be a top 5 quarterback.
I did.
Had early spurts of looking at it, and then he's always had injury history problems. They showed up.
But do you put some of this on the Commanders to keep, put him back out there, especially the arm injury? Knowing that he probably wasn't hunting and he got hurt.
I'm not part of their medical staff. They said it was fully healthy.
I'm telling you right now, I'm putting this out there. I ain't trusting no NFL medical staff, dude. You're not touching my lungs. You're not poking me with no needle.
Well,
you're not touching me.
Either way, I'm just glad they shut the man
down. I'm glad they shut him down.
And hopefully he'll have a third year. Hopefully he comes
third year. Hopefully looking for a much breakout year from him again. Offensively, I think they're fine. I need to address the offensive line.
For the Commanders' sakes, I think they need to get younger
on the defensive side.
I mean, they should have the money to spend the rookie contract.
Go get Myles Garrett, man. 2 firsts. We talked about that earlier in the week. 2 firsts for Myles Garrett.
I think they should. I don't think they should look draft. I think they should look to bring in the talent now.
Yeah. And
capitalize on the Cowboys potentially being down. The Giants are slightly.
Eagles are starting to crumble. So you have.
And my prediction is slowly coming true for the Eagles.
Yep. So,
which if you guys don't know, Hurts is gone in about 2027-ish. Will probably be gone. Head coach gone. Just stay tuned.
AJ Brown probably going at the end of the season.
Then he'll probably be traded.
So
Patriots, baby, they'll finally get him.
Next up on the list of the meat and potatoes here, we already talked about Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL, LCL, already had surgery. And people are freaking out that he already had surgery. And people are like, he didn't trust the staff here in KC. No, he's from Texas. He has doctors in Texas.
I don't know how that's even a conversation, or why
everybody goes to wherever doctor they want to go.
Conversation. You don't go to your staff to have.
Brady didn't even. I don't even think Brady had surgery.
Your staff for your football team for the NFL does not do your surgery.
No,
he was here. He had it done. He had the MRI, had everything done. Said this is what it is. Said, okay. Then he went to the specialist.
Yeah.
That did. The Vikings quarterback that wears the 2 gloves.
2 gloves. Quarterback?
Yeah, it was a quarterback that wore 2 gloves.
Kirk Cousins?
No,
not Kirk Cousins.
Wearing it. And I can't. He was a black quarterback for the Vikings that tore out. He blew out his knee. Either way, he's the one that did his knee surgery. He's the one down in Texas that did his surgery and already did his rehab. And the reason why he could do it so fast is because there was no swelling.
Yeah.
There was no nerve and there was no nerve damage. No blood
vessels have to understand, every doctor has their own
either. It was a weird, clean, I guess, torn ligaments. Ligaments that were clean.
Yep.
And so he's already, doing his rehab. But on the Chiefs, right before we get completely off them,
go for it.
The Mahomes era since 2023 dropped passes. Mahomes has 92 drop passes by his skilled guys, followed by Trevor Lawrence at 79. Herbert has 76, followed by, at number 8, Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, and Goff at 64.
Yep.
Now, most passes thrown away since 2023. It's going to shock you. Bryce Young at 95. Crazy work. 2, Mahomes at 81, followed by somehow Jalen Hurts at 77. To me, that's crazy because he's always had a great O-line and plenty of skill guys.
Yeah.
But he has 77 throws away. Followed again at the very bottom of the list at 7, Josh Allen with 59 throwaways.
Which I can respect that, him throwing that ball away.
Only 59 times, though?
That's crazy work.
That is plenty. That shows a shit ton of time he's had in that pocket to get it out there.
Staying on the Chiefs here, people are excited and it's celebrating that the Chiefs are not in. And we had to sit back after a while and realize that we're like the New England Patriots of like the 2000s. Like we understand we were like, everybody loved us. I loved that. Like, oh yeah. And then
they were rooting for a downfall.
And since 2015, made the playoffs, Super Bowl champs, AFC champs, made the playoffs, Super Bowl champs, AFC champs last year, lost the Super Bowl, and then obviously missed the playoffs this year. And listen, end of the dynasty? No. End of what maybe all these guys were? Potentially. Retool? Yes, but end of the dynasty. It's tough to say that because Patrick Mahomes is still going to be here. He's still going to be our quarterback.
Mahomes is the dynasty. It takes a franchise to make a dynasty, but then it takes one guy.
Isn't it crazy how much people us growing up and how much people hated Tom Brady and then Tom Brady became so beloved all of a sudden.
Well,
he'll never touch Tom.
Once you're no longer playing the sport,
you become very loved.
Some people, I guess, people look at you a little bit differently. I still look at Tom the same, that he cheated and got caught cheating. But honestly, though, I'm cool. I'm not cool with, but on the Chiefs thing, it's unfortunate it won't be in the playoffs. But and it's really unfortunate that Mahomes got hurt and it was his ACL.
Yep.
But I think what y'all really do forget, though, is that we're going to have potentially over $100 million in cap space to spend.
Yep.
We're going to have a top 15 pick.
Yep.
Which we've never had a top 15 pick.
I think currently we sit right now at the 13th overall pick.
Like I said, a top 15 pick, depending on what happens in the next 3 weeks. And so we'd be looking pretty sexy when it comes to the draft. And we've done, in recent years, quite phenomenal at drafting very low in the draft. Now we're sitting pretty high, and our draft picks become quite valuable.
Right.
And so Brett Veach, I think, is fitting to go to work.
Yeah, he needs to go
to
work.
You're to see a lot of moves.
Because he want to give up a third-round pick for Brees Hall. He better go fucking work.
Go
to work, baby.
In hindsight, that was a good move.
Yeah.
That's a move that the Chiefs definitely have to do. We saw what happens when Mahomes is your leading rusher. He can't make it a full season, and you need to get that back in the back. You need to invest.
And I want to address another conversation that's been surrounding Patrick Mahomes that we've discussed earlier in the week. All these motherfuckers coming out and saying, Patrick, don't come back next year. We heard RG3 say that. Ryan Clark, Acho, people on ESPN, Fox Sports. Patrick, sit out. Don't come back.
See, to me, that's crazy. And then people saying the Chiefs they got to get younger. What do you mean? We have a young, spry defense minus Chris Jones, who was a top as 2 defensive tackles when it comes to get-off win rate.
Yeah.
So that's still crazy. Our oldest guy on offense is potentially retiring in tight end Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
So what do you mean? We're in the prime of all of our young defensive guys. We don't need to get younger. We need to grow. And honestly, we played a full season in the Mahomes era in the playoffs extra than everybody else. This was just more of the fatigue finally caught up.
Fatigue caught up. Injuries caught up.
The scheme finally caught up. You can't do it every
you
year.
Can't.
And even in the Brady Belichick era with the Patriots,
went 10 years.
They didn't get it. Well, they didn't get it done every year.
You went a decade, so it's like.
And if you think history repeats itself at all, it looks like it's repeating itself.
It's repeating itself.
Brady in his ninth season,
week 1 towards ACL. Patrick, week 15
in his 9th season towards ACL.
So I just know Patrick about to get some more rings, dog. About to get some more hardware.
And he's already accomplished more than Brady.
Everybody that's out there saying Patrick will come in, he's going to be ready by a minimum at the latest week 3.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. It'd be crazy if it's even week 3. I would be surprised if he's not full go in late training camp.
Yeah,
you won't see him at all.
He won't be there OTAs and stuff like that. But
he won't be out there on the field. But you won't see him in the preseason.
So
but it'll be good for week 1.
And he got medicine, rehab, everything we got now.
It'll be good to go. And I think it'll be a crazy offseason for the Chiefs.
Another person that tore their ACL that is a tough blow, Micah Parsons. I don't know the full extent of his. I've not really seen.
He hasn't had surgery yet.
Has not had surgery yet. There's not been many reports out there on what Micah Parsons tore. Obviously, tore his ACL. Not surgery yet. It's a big blow for the Green Bay Packers. It's a big blow for the Green Bay Packers. And for me, losing Micah Parsons really makes me lose a lot of faith in the Green Bay Packers personally. For me, it does.
Not really for their defense, but their offense, to me, I haven't trusted at all. Like Jordan Love is so inconsistent.
It's I would know because I have him in fantasy. It's a lot of roller coaster of a ride. But those were the two main guys that we lost. Another quarterback I want to talk to you about, Brandon, before we get to our main quarterback we got to talk about, Jackson Dart. And why do we got to talk about Jackson Dart? And he's from Ole Miss, got in, lightning in a bottle. We like what we're seeing from Jackson Dart. But this is where I get nervous for Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart has been evaluated for concussion in 5 of his 10 games this season. And that is a problem. It's a problem. You have to know when to...
Well, I think it'd be more of a problem that they'll address more in the offseason, where he can practice more.
You got to get down, big bro. You got to get down.
On film, be like, look, here you need to get down, or here you need to get out of bounds. And I think we'll see a great...
You just can't be taking hits like that. That's all we're saying.
We'll see a great step moving forward and next offseason for him, where whoever they bring in will be like, look, we're going to get you down. You're going to get down, or you're not going to run the ball.
Yeah.
You're going to have to choose because, 1, player safety, 2, I need you out on the field, so we got to help.
Can't be having coaches and players getting fined for coming to the medical tent to figure out if you're able to go.
I understand Scabito and his hype ass getting up in there, but the head coach.
Taking away my favoritism for the Chiefs, I'm excited for the Giants. I like Jackson Dart. He's proved me wrong tremendously. I like what I'm seeing, especially him and Scabito.
Well, let's see it in a second year, but it's going to make or break whoever they bring in.
Yeah.
As their head coach on this.
I did lie to you before we get to our next quarterback. There is one more quarterback I want to talk to you about, Brandon, and get your feels on how you feel about this. Cam Ward, number 1 overall pick in this past NFL draft. He wants to be sat in with the Tennessee Titans involving the next head coach process. He wants to meet all the potential candidates. He wants to be in all the meetings. He wants to know schemes, rather if they're going to focus more on defense or offense. I want to meet them all, Ward said. Every coach who gets the opportunity to come here, I want to have conversations throughout this process with them. I'm going to be here for that whole time. What are your thoughts? Should the Titans allow Cam Ward to be in on these meetings?
Well, how you're saying all this, you think that's atrocious, and I think good for the young man.
No, I'm asking you. I'm reading.
Based off how you read shit, you're like, how dare he? And I'm like, good for the young man to be like, look,
I'm going to have my goddamn. I'm reading how it comes off.
That's great. Yes, absolutely. Put your fucking foot down with the Tennessee Titans and be like, look, whoever the fuck we bringing in here, I'm being in this meeting, and I'm gonna let you know my input. I like that. He's
getting a lot of hate out here for he doesn't.
Well,
people are saying
I'm sorry for anybody that doesn't have the knowledge to understand that the staff that comes in makes or breaks you as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Right now, currently, the dude has thrown for 2,600 yards, 11 tutties, and 7 picks with a 31 QBR, and that's 33rd in the league. So that's not good at all. So him wanting to make sure that he gets a guy that he feels comfortable with and a scheme that he likes.
Yeah,
absolutely. And if the Titans rebuttal on him, I'll come back with trade me. I'll come back with trade me. I am so here for quarterbacks taking the full advantage of their power and making sure they get what they want in a situation that is best beneficial to them, because we have so many guys that come in that are talented and they get just obliterated, a la like Daniel Jones, who wasn't necessarily the most talented, but look at him now with the Colts. Sam Darnold. We've seen these guys that are getting
Baker Mayfield is another one.
These dudes getting other opportunities elsewhere. It seems like actually finally fit them. They were able to choose where they wanted to go.
Yeah.
And we look to see how they look. It's the scheme, it's the organization and the staff that's fucking these guys up. And so I'm here for Cam Ward and saying this and putting it out there like, I'm going to do this. And so when they tell him no or don't pick the guy that they want, he can come back, that's not on me. Yep. I wanted this dude. You guys went against me.
Yep,
and if you tell me no, I can't be a part of this, and I'm like, then trade me because you clearly don't feel I'm that dude.
Yep.
But I'm that dude.
I agree with you 100% on that. Next quarterback up, we need to talk about Tua Tagovailoa, the Miami Dolphins' former starting quarterback. He is now quarterback number 3.
Technically, the emergency quarterback.
Yeah, he's emergency quarterback. So, Tua this year, 6-8 record, 67.7 completion percentage, 2,600 yards, 20 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. This is a quarterback that is making $54 million a year, Brandon.
Yeah. So it all got brought up. So obviously he's emergency quarterback now.
Yep.
He's benched. He's done for the year. We'll see what the Dolphins do at the head coaching position, obviously, when the season comes to an end. Yep. They've been eliminated from the playoff contention. But, so Tua dead money hit if Tua is moved in the offseason. Already in 2026, he's guaranteed $54 million. But if they would completely remove him, cut pre-June, be $99.2 million dead cap, which would be the biggest dead cap hit in NFL franchise history.
Beating out Russell Wilson's from the Broncos.
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy. But by almost $20 million, by like at least $20 million or more. Like
I think they'll probably.
I think Russell's was like 72.
Something kind of like that.
Something right in there. So
but if they do a cut post June, that drops it down to $67 million, which I think would make it the second worst then. And if traded, it'd be $45.2 million of dead hit money.
I don't think anybody's trading for Tua.
And I don't think nobody's coming out here running to take on him and his concussions. And
Tua was
and all that money that is still owed to him.
It's not great. It's not. Tua's in a very...
No, Tua's great. No, Tua is phenomenal. Tua's getting the bag.
No, he definitely get paid. He's getting the bag, but... do you think his career is over?
No, his career's not over, and he's going to be on Miami next year. They're probably going to draft somebody or bring a more veteran guy in to compete with him. And honestly, maybe not even all of that probably doesn't even happen. And they bring in a new staff, and he's their guy for one more year, and then 2027 be different. But either way, Tua is set. Honestly, Tua is good. Tua is set for generations to come.
Well, his kids are set up for generations to come now. But that is Tua situation. We're going to keep an eye on it because it's going to be interesting because that's a lot of money.
Before we hit this full recap, because that's at the very end, I just have to touch on this that is a little sneaky news for the Chiefs.
Okay, give it to me.
So McDuffie's out here. Our all pro corner, McDuffie, has emerged as a potential trade candidate this offseason.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And he, quote-unquote, has been potentially leaked to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now he's going into his fifth-year option that we did pick up.
Yep.
We also, this is part of the Tyreek Hill trade. We were able to get him and George Karlaftis. We paid George Karlaftis, but we haven't paid McDuffie yet. What do you think happens? Do you think we do move off of him? Which some people feel like he's had a bad year. I thought he had a great year.
I don't want to move off McDuffie.
And then the Cowboys game happened where he just got flagged and bombarded, but he locks down the number one guy.
Yeah, I don't want.
So what do you think happens?
I don't want them to trade him. I know
you don't want him traded, but what do you think happens?
If you're talking about the way history looks and guys have hit this mark at this age, that's not a shot of Millard. I just want to make that very...
That's a punishment.
That is not a punishment. If we're going off history and what they've done in previous quarters, we talk about Jalen Ramsey and other guys being traded this time. Talk about history repeating stuff. It looks like he's going to get traded. But I personally don't want...
What would be acceptable?
Well, everybody else of those guys at that age got 2 first-round picks in return. And he's already been he was more accomplished at this moment than those guys were in that time. So,
I mean, $30+ million a year for a corner is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
I can get a couple ones.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And that looks pretty enticing based off how the Chiefs draft.
But if you're looking at the Bucs and that's where he's like, what can the Bucs really offer me? They're in the playoffs.
A couple first-round picks. They might even fall completely out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And so I'm looking at high teens.
It's a hindsight look because if you trade him, you get good picks. We're great at drafting. Retool it. Send him off. Let somebody else potentially overpay him. Because that's
I feel like the market has been hellishly inflated at cornerback. But again, the dude's a lockdown corner.
He is.
That's not debatable. But we also see what corners when they leave us. We kind of see what happens though too.
Yeah, you're not.
You'll expose it, and the jury in Snead that went through the Titans. I saw what happened there. I don't want him to. I don't want him. I want to keep him. I want to pay him. I think we'll pay him right around the top 3 in cornerbacks. But again, if someone wants to, kind of like the Jets. When they moved off Sauce.
Yeah.
You want to give me 2 1s?
Yeah.
I mean,
didn't see that one coming either.
2 1s for my guy. Yeah. And then I can spread that money out. I can go in free agency.
Take those 2 1s and potentially flip them 2 1s and get something.
And I can get more draft capital off of one of them.
A lot of ways to look at this. So we'll see what happens with that. It's tough because I like Trip McDuffie a lot. I do.
I
like Trip McDuffie a lot. On record, on camera, for all our viewers and out there, I want to shake your hand and apologize because I was wrong. I'd like to shake your hand. Jacoby Myers was a Raider, and he got traded to Jacksonville. And I sat up here, and I looked at my man in the face, and this motherfucker's not re-signing. He's not staying here. Who the fuck wants to be with Trevor Lawrence? I was wrong. Jacksonville Jaguars and Jakobi Meyers finalized a 3-year, $60 million extension that included $40 million guaranteed, tying him to the Jacksonville Jaguars through the 2028 season. So he got paid. He's staying in Jacksonville. I just didn't think that's where he wanted to be with that quarterback, but he got paid. He's staying there. Jakobi Meyers, that's where he's going to be. He's going to be with the Jags. That question is, what did they do with Brian Thomas Jr., who's been up and down?
On a rookie deal.
He's on a rookie deal.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't really matter currently at this moment. They have Travis Hunter, who unfortunately tore his – did he tear his ACL? He had some type of injury.
He had some kind of knee surgery.
Knee surgery.
There was no tear of any
ligaments. I mean, offensively, gadget-wise, Trevor Lawrence got weapons now. But Jakobi Meyers did get – I had to apologize to Brandon because – he sat here and he said, no, he's staying. He's going to get paid. And I'm like, there's just no way. And
you don't give up the picks they gave up just for
They figured it out. They gave him the number he wanted. What is that? 3 years, $60 million? What does that make him per year?
66 mil?
$60 million. 3 years.
$20 million a year.
Okay.
But he got 40 of it guaranteed.
40 of it guaranteed. So he's tied there through 2028. So
he's tied there for definitely 2 years because he'll get the first.
Yep.
So definitely a 2-year deal, and the dude gets paid.
He got paid. Before we get to the recap, Brandon, we got to talk about the MVP race here for just a split second. Matthew Stafford just lost a game.
Yeah, but
played well. No.
I'd say not really on.
Jackson Smith, who we believe should be in the MVP conversation, had himself a game just slightly under 100 yards, but had a touchdown. I guess my problem with the MVP conversation is, why are we putting Josh Allen?
Yeah, I don't really
certain guys in the MVP conversation. It's neck and neck for no. I don't like the mainstream media MVP race. I don't like who they got out there in the MVP race. I mean, you're talking. You got Bo Nix in it. You got Drake May in it. You got Josh Allen in it. No, Matthew Stafford to me is the only quarterback in the MVP race. Outside of that, it's Christian McCaffrey, Jackson Smith-Njigba. You can make a case for Jahmyr Gibbs. You could put fucking Myles Garrett in the MVP conversation. Yes, his team is not winning, but the dude has more sacks solo than teams do combined. That is impressive. I just don't like the MVP race that we got going on here that's being thrown out.
I don't like what the mainstream media is trying to shove. We need to stop shoving quarterbacks.
Give some love.
Having a great year. He's having another great year. Sure. But when you're running back out, yard out games you in yards in 3 games now this season, that's hard for me to say that you're the most valuable because you've been outgained by your running back in James Cook.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, they didn't want to pay him beginning of the season. Thankfully, they did for Bills fans.
That's crazy. I'm sitting here thinking you didn't want to pay him.
And then it comes to Drake May. They jumped out big on the Bills, and then they shit the bed. I'm like, that's hard for me to put you up there. But Matthew Stafford has performed on the biggest stage, and he's looked the best out of all the quarterbacks, so it's him. But you say most valuable player. Without McCaffrey, the 49ers, a handful win team. Jonathan Taylor at the time, not now, but should have been up there. Like you said, Gibbs for the Lions. Without Gibbs, where's this Lion team really?
Because when the Lions get in trouble, give Gibbs the ball. They've literally cut out Montgomery and said, Gibbs, go. You Jackson Smith-Njigba for Seattle. What he's been able to do this year at the wide
on pace to break the receiving yards
with less receptions and less receptions than previous players, but more yards and just doing it. We got to stop pushing guys. I get you want to push certain guys, but we got to stop. They're not in the race.
That's the whole problem with the media, and they're pushing and trying to wanting to push certain people. And in certain sports, the media members having influence on MVP awards or certain awards. The media should have zero influence or zero picks. If you're in the media, I don't necessarily think you should have any vote. To me, I think we need to start shifting it back to where former players.
Yeah,
they should be having more of a vote, or former GMs and or owners.
Yeah,
I think we need to take it away from the media because the media they're always biased.
Very biased.
I think it's a 3-headed race.
It's very.
It has to be Jackson Smith-Njigba, CMC from the Niners, the running back, and then Matthew Stafford from the Rams.
Yeah.
And personally, I hope it's CMC because this would be the third year in a row that a running back should have won it. The last one to win it was Adrian Peterson.
Skill position should win it.
Or skill position guy should win it. If Jackson Smith and the Jigba and the Seahawks,
he's the first wide receiver in NFL history to win it. An MVP award.
If he would win it, he'd be the first one. And the Seahawks currently now, since they won last night against the Rams, if they do take the number 1 overall seed and they win the division, the dude deserves it.
Yeah,
hands down, he deserves it. But I think the Rams will still get the number 1 seed. And if you guys don't want any of those, it has to be CMC.
Well, Seattle currently now is number 1 in the NFC West. They're 12-3. They're above the Rams, so they now on the division,
which puts them number 1 overall in the NFC.
Yep. So
and gets them that bye week. So again, if Seattle hangs on and they take the number 1 overall in the division, obviously, then I think Jackson Smith and Jigba deserves to have the goddamn MVP and be the first ever wide receiver to win it.
Absolutely. I'm on that.
The fact that he's not being pushed, he's not talking about him just because it tells me that they only focus on certain big name quarterbacks.
You can, like you said, like even Gibbs. Like we sat back and we really had a conversation about Gibbs. Like Gibbs needs love too.
Understand, top 5. Top 5, throw Gibbs in there. At number 5, Gibbs. But Josh Allen. But there's people that have Drake May and Josh Allen. You can't have both. They both have the same similar type of impact on their teams. So you can't have both.
And one guy's leading their division.
Yeah, and the Patriots are winning the division with way less talent than what Josh Allen has to work with.
So, but that's our belief on the MVP race, which I think is right over at mainstream media personally. So, Week 15 review. We'll go a quick review. Falcons and Bucks. Falcons won that game 29-28. That was a bad loss for the Bucks. We talked about that. Just keeps piling up for the Bucks here. It's not looking great.
But honestly, though, if Kirk Cochain would have been the starter Week 1 for the Falcons,
probably look at a playoff team.
I think the Falcons season is completely different.
Because this would have been the second year of Kirk Cousins coming off the Achilles injury. And normally it takes about a year to come look better off that injury.
Being way older.
Yeah.
Being an older kind of guy like that in a whole new system. And even last year they were saying, because Kirk Cousins is an under center guy, he's an old style quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get under center. I ain't running.
No.
But everything they did during training camp, mini camp, he was in the.
If you never saw Kyle Pitts play a day in your life, you thought that dude best tight end in the league.
Well, that's true, but I mean, I do feel like that if Kirk Cousins would have been the quarterback for the Falcons, I think they would have been in playoff contention.
Absolutely. And then we had the.
What does that say about Michael Penix, though?
Michael Penix.
The injury history is going to bite them in the ass.
Yeah, that pick is now starting to look really ugly, really bad.
He didn't look very great his rookie year, and this year
it's not great either. Not great either.
With a plethora of offensive talent.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson, who is the dudes of dudes.
Drake London,
Kyle Pitts,
up and down.
You had the Ravens and Bengals. Ravens 24 skunked them. Joe Burrow situation. Lamar looking outside into the playoffs. Not really much to talk about there. Eagles.
I'm pretty sure Joe Burrow's been eliminated now.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's eliminated.
They got bageled, though. That whole offense. They paid them dudes big old bagels.
Big old bagels, baby.
Bagels.
Raiders, Eagles, 31-0. Not a surprise there. Moving on. Texans, Cardinals, 40-20. Nobody wants to see that Texans defense in the playoffs. That's all I fucking know. Like, you don't want to see those guys come.
Shout out to the best tight end in the league now, Trey McBride for the
Cardinals. Trey McBride, dude. And he's on pace to break a reception record that was set in 2018.
Held by Zach Ertz.
Didn't see that one.
The Eagles of the Eagles.
So, then there was our Chargers and Chiefs game. That was a field goal game. Again, people dog on the Chiefs this year, but we've been in these games, just haven't been able to pull through, unfortunately. Patrick got hurt, and we were right there.
But again, some non-flags thrown that didn't go our way. A lot of conspiracy that the season gone on. I kind of believe a little bit more and more.
Considering that now that we know that the CBA for the refs is coming up and the NFL is looking like they want to take control, it kind of makes you wonder if the refs are trying to you stick it.
Maybe there.
Maybe
but again, some known flags. Again, it's been the Chiefs' dilemma, but we were in field goal position to tie it. Mahomes throws that interception. Defense gets us our stop. And Gardner Minshew, I really don't know why he underthrew the fuck out of the ball to Travis. But again, we were in field goal range to tie it to go to OT, and it ended the season.
Bills-Patriots was another game. Patriots went up 24-0, 24-7. I thought that game was a wrap, dude. And then the Bills came battling back, won the game 35-31. That was like a playoff. What did you say earlier in the week about that game?
Well, so I said Isaac. I said,
our boy Isaac. Shout out Isaac.
Bad win for you guys because you gave the Patriots a taste of playoff football. You guys fell down.
We threw the arsenal at them,
and then you came all the way back and you stymied them, and you got the win, which was big for you guys to try to chase. Big for the Bills to chase down the division, now only being a game back.
Yep.
I said, but you gave them the tenacity of playoff football that young Patriots team doesn't have any taste of.
Yep.
And they got a taste of it there.
They got it.
So rolling into the playoffs, they already kind of know if they get you guys and kind of know what this shit kind of tastes like. You kind of give them a preview, and it already got in their head, hey, we got to win out. We got to win now. And I think this could honestly end up biting the Bills in the butt.
Yep. Then you had Jags-Jets. Jags won that game 48-20. We had the Giants-Commanders. Commanders won that game 29-21. Bears-Browns game. Myles Garrett's like a sack away from
one sack.
One sack away.
One sack and he will break the all-time record.
Bears did win this game. The controversy coming out of this game, and I want to put this on notice. Shedeur Sanders was given the wrong wristband to start the game. Offense didn't look great. Then they're like, hey, dude, you got the wrong wristband on. We should probably swip that out after 2 drives of not looking great. Kevin Stefanski is going to be on his way out at the end of this year. The only good thing going for the Browns right now is Myles Garrett, I think he's going to get this record. And we're going to talk about that when we get to the Week 16 matchup. We had the Panthers and Saints. And Panthers are an odd team. They lost this game on a game-winning field goal to the Saints. This is a bad loss by the Carolina Panthers because
it's not really a bad
the Bucs are trying to hand you the goddamn division.
Well, it's a bad. Like the intensity you had is not that. Like who knows what the Panthers really are, but the Saints maybe have their quarterback of the future in Tyler Show.
Yeah, maybe
because of the past couple weeks he's been looking pretty decent as that rookie.
He's looking solid. Granted, he's like 26 years old, so I hope he looks.
But I mean,
again, like
they might have a dude that they could potentially maybe kind of start building around a little bit.
Then you had the Rams-Lions. The Rams won that game 41-34. That was a shootout, man. That was
Matthew Stafford 368 yards.
Yeah. So you had the Seahawks and Colts. Phillip Rivers made his first start in 5 years, baby. Seahawks able to escape with the win, 18-16. Any thoughts on that game? What's your thoughts on Phillip Rivers in 5 years?
Phillip Rivers extended his insurance 5 years.
Yes, he did. Shout out them kids and Grain, baby. Packers-Broncos. Broncos did win this game 34-26. But I look at more of the Packers, again, I just don't know what to believe in the Packers with this one, man. Like,
they took a big hit losing Micah, so the deflation they have on defense, and I don't trust either one of these teams when it comes to playoffs, let alone Bo Nix.
And then you had the Niners-Titans. Niners got this victory, big win for them to keep their
Brock Purdy looks like he's starting to kind of slowly.
Yeah, Brock get back and forth. Then you had the Vikings and Cowboys, and listen, this is a bad loss for the Cowboys. J.J. McCarthy not playing well. He comes in, plays well. They get the dub, 34-26. All that. Cowboys going to make a playoff push. Yeah, I don't hear that bullshit no more.
Well, the Cowboys have to win out.
Yep.
And the Eagles have to lose out. And the Eagles get the Commanders twice. So that's not happening.
Yeah, that's not happening.
That's not happening.
And then the Monday night game was the Steelers and Dolphins. The Steelers kept their streak alive of being consistent on Monday Night Football.
I'm glad I was able to sleep through that game.
Yeah, me too. So we got that. And then obviously we already talked about, we had the Thursday night game from Week 16, the Seattle Seahawks and Rams, where the Seahawks won by 1 point on a 2-point conversion in overtime to win the game. But there was some controversy.
Early, you missed out.
Oh, no, I missed out because I last looked at this game. They were down 16. I'm like, this is a wrap. But there was some controversy with the 2-point conversion that would tie the game at 30 apiece. I don't understand how you think that's a...
I don't know how you saying that's a forward pass.
I don't know. Yeah.
And let alone the whistle blew.
And then dude pick up the ball.
So the play is dead. And the dude picks the ball up and he's in the end zone. And then we're like, actually, it's good.
It's good. So
I'm like, well, that sucks because in the replay, I can hear the whistle. So the play's done, whether or not it's a fumble or not.
I don't know who called, but somebody made a call.
Which just goes back to a lot of conspiracy and stuff is rigged in the NFL this year.
But shout out Puka Nakua, man. He had himself a game, 12 catches, 225 yards. 2 tutties? I think it was 2 tutties.
I think 2 tutties. Matthew Stafford, 457 passing yards.
Damn, dude. And that's why he's that's why he's leading for them.
But this is not a great look for the Rams that should be the Super Bowl favorites coming out of the NFC to lose this game with a 16-point lead. That defense that is young, yes, but It's not a good look for the head coach either.
Yeah, absolutely. So going into the Week 16 matches, we have 2 games that take place Saturday. We got Eagles Commanders.
I'll go through and let you pick.
Okay, let's give it to me.
So we have the Eagles Commanders.
Eagles.
Yeah. Then we have the Packers at Chicago.
I'm going to go Chicago's going to get their redemption on the Packers. No Micah Parsons there.
Chicago is favored by a point.
There we go.
Then we have Buffalo at Cleveland.
Buffalo at Cleveland. Give me Buffalo, and Myles Garrett's getting the sack record.
Buffalo's favored by 10.5. That's way too high. If y'all out here take the points for Cleveland, there is no way Buffalo is going to win by more than 10.5 points. Then we have the Chargers at Cowboys.
Give me the Chargers.
What if I told you the Cowboys are favored by 1.5?
Take the points, too.
Shit.
Take the points.
They have the Chiefs at Titans, and Gardner Minshew and the Chiefs are favored by 3.
I'm still going to ride the Chiefs, man.
They're favored by 3.
I'm taking the Chiefs, man.
I think the Chiefs will still get this done, but I'm really curious to see what we look like.
No Rashid Rice in this game.
No Rashid Rice out concussion, which he's probably been concussed the past couple weeks. Then we have the Bengals at Miami with Quentin Ewers from Miami starting now with Tua being the 3rd string.
I'm gonna take the Bengals.
$28 get into that game, boys. Jets, Saints.
I'm gonna go Saints.
Saints are favored by a tutty.
I'm gonna go Saints.
That's not bad. Vikings at Giants.
Giants.
Ooh, all right. Tampa at Panthers.
This is a big game. This is a division game. This is for the lead right here. This is for the lead because both teams are sitting at 7-7. So this will give you This will give you the division. And
not in totality.
But I'm taking the Bucks. Like this is a must-win.
You gotta go with Bucks. Mike Evans back. Absolutely. Yeah. Jacksonville at Denver, which is a big playoff.
Give me Jacksonville, baby.
Honestly, I would have to agree. I'm riding with Jacksonville. That defense.
Not riding with Trevor Lawrence. I'm riding with that defense.
I'm riding with that defense. But I'm not riding with Bo Nix.
No.
So. And then you have the Steelers at Detroit.
This
what if I told you the Lions are favored by 7?
Okay, I would have been more. I'm okay with the 7. This is a must-win for both teams personally, but it's more for the Lions. The Lions they cannot afford any more losses.
Neither one team can really afford to lose, but Lions really can't. If they lose,
the Lions you can't afford no more.
You're going with
Lions.
Next, we have the Raiders at Houston. Houston's favored by 2 tutties.
You have the number 1 defense versus the worst offense. Give me the Texans. Boy, this is about to be a massacre defensively.
Next, we have the Patriots at Ravens, and the Ravens are favored to win.
By how much?
3.
Wow. Give me the Patriots. Give me Patriots.
I think, yeah.
I'll give you the Patriots.
Monday night game, we have the San Francisco 49ers at Phillip Rivers in the Colts with the Niners favored by 5.5. Phillip Rivers makes his Monday night debut after retirement.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go with the Niners just because, like, CMC, dude. I can't. I just can't bet against CMC. I'm sorry, I just can't. I think Phillip Rivers might have an actually pretty good game personally. After going into a second week, but Brock Purdy's looking much more comfortable, and they're just gonna They're just gonna give that ball to CMC. You're gonna see
one way or another.
He's getting that ball. So, but yeah, that's our picks. And we got a lot more we'll be able to talk about in the coming weeks, football-wise, with college, NFL. Playoffs are getting much closer. We're going to be getting a little bit more deep into some conversations. But we'll see you guys next week. Happy holidays.